I ran across these clips from the Stu Peters show, and as many of us that have our thinking caps on know, what we're being told about the Charlie Kirk assassination from the FBI and Tyler Robinson, I think that the majority of Americans under the age of 50, us Gen Xers, Millennials, and Gen Zers, we know what's up. We know it's a whole lot more to it than what's actually going on. And I'm going to be making a video about Erica Kirk very soon. It's a whole lot of content creators diving down the rabbit hole into Erica Kirk and who she is, and some of the more disturbing aspects of who she is, and how she might even have been in a, I don't even want to call it an arranged marriage, but I do believe that Erica Kirk was sent to Charlie Kirk. But without further ado, I'm going to play this clip by Stu Peters. And as you saw in the title of the video, there is a clip of one of the Turning Point USA members giving his account of what actually happened. And then one of the Turning Point bosses walks over there and literally shuts him down. And they like bully him into silence. It's absolutely disturbing.
The member of Turning Point USA, the lead tech guy for Charlie Kirk. He's traveling with him. He's at all of these live events. And that guy meddled with evidence, contaminated a crime scene on camera by climbing up on the chair that Charlie Kirk had been sitting on at the time that he was shot and removing the camera that was behind Kirk's head. We've covered this before. Then he removed the SD card, by the way, and handed it off to one of his colleagues, who then hid the SD card in his hat as he walked away. That's where I store things. Charlie Kirk has already left the scene in a vehicle that was driven by his security detail, which according to Charlie Kirk were all Israeli. That doesn't raise any red flags. Now he's got the camera down. He talks to this other guy. I got to get this SD card out of here. Puts it down on the table, and he's frantically trying to remove this SD card, which eventually here he will. And watch what happens when he does successfully retrieve the SD card. See the other shadowy looking guy in the white t-shirt with the sunglasses on, who doesn't want to be identified, walks behind the tent, and there it is. There's the handoff. And in the hat it goes, and then off he goes. What are they hiding exactly? That's the $6 million question here, isn't it?
And that's something that a lot of people are not even talking about, is that there was a whole lot of, finagling around with the cameras and SD cards, taking them out, and now they're saying they're in the hands of the FBI, and I'm just like, why was, after a dramatic incident like that, after you just saw a man lose his life in real time, they're just calmly going through the scene and they're grabbing stuff and taking SD cards out? I'm just like, man, this was way too sophisticated of an operation to be pulled off by a lone gunman named Tyler Robinson. We were born that night, but not last night. They're just telling us whatever to see what sticks. There's so many holes in the official narrative as to what actually happened to Charlie Kirk. So I just wanted to point that out, that Stu Peters is 100% correct, that what are they taking the SD card out for? Like, they're literally, tainting a crime scene, because this was a crime. You're basically interfering with an investigation before the investigation even starts.
Turning Point USA spokesman Andrew Colvett issued a public statement claiming that the surgeon that worked on Charlie Kirk, the surgeon had determined that Charlie Kirk was made of steel, that he was literally Superman. Seriously, that's where they're taking this. That's what they're saying. Charlie Kirk was Superman, and in death, his throat of steel stopped a .30-06 high-velocity, high-power projectile round to save the lives of those that were standing behind him. We really have no reason to believe Andrew Colvett, especially after he was identified as the guy who was actually shutting down the eyewitness testimony of a Turning Point USA member who was giving his first-person account in the immediate aftermath of the Charlie Kirk shooting.
I was standing from probably the third row in the bottom. I heard the shot ring out. I looked to my left, and then I looked over to my right. I saw him slump over in his chair forward. He slumped over. He had blood coming from the left side of his neck down his shirt, and he slumped over and he was carried off. off me. Get off me.
So we've got a guy making off with an SD card in his hat after his buddy had handed it off to him. And we've also got this top dog Turning Point USA spokesman physically shutting down an eyewitness on camera in the immediate aftermath of the shooting. And if they're lying to you about the bullet, then why wouldn't they lie to you about everything else?
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the sad reality of this whole situation. And right now they're getting away with it. Right now, the actual killer of Charlie Kirk is roaming around here in America somewhere else. I don't know who he is, but it was not Tyler Robinson. I think that's a very, very well-established fact as of right now, if you have been paying attention to this whole thing. And what was disturbing to me, other than the SD card situation, was the fact that here was a person that was just trying to give his account of what happened. You never know. That young man could have said something that could have given the authorities, a lead. This could have helped the investigation. But the fact of the matter is they don't want a proper investigation. And the way they bullied that young man into silence, you heard the young man say, "Get off me, get off me." Like that dude was physically accosting him. He was physically manhandling him. Like, "We're not doing this. No." Like, "You're going to shut up." That's basically what he was telling the young man. So that's just one more video that has surfaced of this situation, man. It's just a lot of shadiness going on. They did Charlie Kirk real bad, man. And I personally believe, like a lot of other people believe, that it's way more to this assassination than what we've been told. We don't know who the real killer is right now. We know who may be behind it. We know what government may be behind. We know what government may be involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. It's only two governments that are remotely responsible, and that's America's government and Israel's government. And I don't think, even if Israel was involved, I don't think that the Israeli government itself, did it. But don't think for 1 minute that they're not connected enough to have, ops on the ground here in America that could have set this up. So we don't know, man. I think that we all just need to continue digging. Everybody needs to keep they pedal to the metal and not let up, because we're going on, I think this makes week 3 since the assassination. Next week could be week 4. And I don't think we're any closer to getting to the truth. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Like, share, comment, subscribe.